Hello YouTube, Steve Patton with General Patton Bushcraft back with you, friends. I'm back out in the backyard, and today I'm bringing you the show notes, the recap of season 12, episode 5, titled The Tempest. Stay tuned. Okay, friends, every show starts with a famous quote from a famous person. And this quote for episode 5, titled The Tempest, is, quote, "When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in," unquote. And that's from Haruki Murakami. Now, friends, 6 people remain. We got Baha, Nathan, Doug, Douglas, Katie, and Kelsey. 2 women, 4 men. And the show starts on day 9, 11:31 a.m. with Nathan. Nathan is the 52-year-old from Idaho, USA. And we see him catch an elephant shrew in that figure 4 deadfall trap that he made. He thought he was going to catch a mouse, but he caught an elephant shrew. It's like a mouse with a long snout. He puts it on the largest hook that he has and throws out a fishing line. And we learned that he brought a bar of soap. So while that fishing line is out, he takes a bath. And it's 4:06 p.m. now. He puts some warm clothes on, goes down to check that fishing line, and he catches a big sharp-toothed catfish, about 3,200 calories. Okay, the show moves on to day 10, 10:29 in the morning, and the show goes over to Kelsey. She's the 35-year-old from Montana, USA. She makes a nice, colorful fishing lure and a ponytail holder. She's on a river. Well, it's not really a river. It's like a long dog leg of the lake. It looks like when it rains a lot that some water can wash into the lake. But she goes down and tries fishing with that new lure that she made, and she catches a smallmouth yellowfish. So good on Kelsey. That's to go with all that warthog that she has. Now, those smallmouth yellowfish there in Africa, they're twice as powerful as trout. And friends, the clouds are looming, but friends, no one anticipates any rain. Kelsey has no concerns about being in a dry riverbed, and about 7:41 that evening, we see her eating that yellowfish. She shot a warthog and now caught a fish with a paracord lure. So Kelsey's doing pretty good. Okay, friends, it's day 11 now, 8:37 in the morning. The show goes over to Doug. That's D-U-G. He's 54-year-old from New Hampshire, USA. He's looking for bait for fishing, and he finds a very poisonous yellowtail scorpion. He doesn't want anything to do with that puppy, so he goes and gets his small-handled shovel, and we see him dig up a nice fat grub down on the shoreline of the lake. After he finds that fat grub down by the water's edge, he catches a small catfish. And friends, the water on the lake is very muddy, very murky. I don't know how they're drinking it. Okay, it's day 11, 12:17 p.m., just after noon, and the show goes over to Douglas. He's the 57-year-old from North Carolina, USA. He makes a lure with a piece of his red shamog, and so far he's only eaten mint tea and the pemmican rations that he's brought. He's lost 14 pounds so far, and no fish for Douglas. He fishes all day. About 3:53 in the afternoon, back to camp. It's 45 degrees. And he says it's been cold at night. All right, it's day 12, 9:36 in the morning. The show goes back over to Kelsey, the 35-year-old from Montana, USA. And she takes some lime green paracord and makes a bench down by the lake so she can watch her ducks. The show goes over to Nathan, the 52-year-old from Idaho, USA. He's out stalking, hunting. He's all bundled up. He finds some warthog sign, but back to camp, 4:38. Very dark, very cloudy and windy. The show moves back over to Douglas, the 57-year-old from North Carolina, USA. He's in camp, all bundled up, and it's cold. He's got really not a good, no one really has a good shelter yet. No one's anticipating rain. No one's anticipating storms. This is supposed to be the dry season. And it starts raining, friends, and it's ice. It's icy rain. High winds, lots of lightning. All right, the show moves over to Baja, the 50-year-old from Ontario, Canada. He's sitting under his tarp, and his tarp's not very waterproof, friends. On one side of it, it's leaking, and he's getting soaked on one side. All right, show moves back over to Doug, the 54-year-old from New Hampshire, USA. It's 11:44 p.m. now, and the storm is getting worse, friends. Show bounces over to Katie, the 45-year-old from Emerald Beach, Australia. And her shelter is getting blown around. She's trying to hold it together, friends. It's windy. No one expected this storm, and it's rolling in. We see the show bounce over to Kelsey, and she's flooded in that dry riverbed where she had no concerns. Bad choice on her part. She's getting flooded out, friends. All right, it's day 13, 11:21 in the morning, and we see Kelsey. She's using that bench that she made, that she was going to sit and watch her ducks. She made a comment when she was tying it together with that lime green paracord, and said that she may have to use it for a clothes drying rack if it doesn't work for a bench. And friends, boy howdy, everything is soaking wet. She got flooded out in that dry riverbed, and we see her hanging her blanket on that bench to try to dry everything out. We get to see Kelsey move her shelter out of that dry riverbed up to higher ground, and about 11:30 in the morning, the sun finally comes out, and she is super thankful, friends. Oh my goodness, she's gonna try to dry everything out. All right, now it's day 13, 12:54 p.m., and the show goes over to Katie. That's the 45-year-old from Emerald Beach, Australia, and she's working on fortifying her dome-style shelter, adding saplings all around the back side, and she's weaving them in together. She likes to weave stuff, so she's pretty good at weaving some long saplings. It's still threatening, cloudy, windy, and everybody's trying to fortify their shelters, and we know Nathan, he doesn't even have any kind of shelter. No one anticipated any type of rain. All right, Katie, the 45-year-old from Emerald Beach, Australia, so far she's eaten a fish and various plants in 13 days. We see her weave those saplings together, and she's got some large rocks all along the bottom of her dome-style shelter, and I gotta say, it's looking pretty good. We'll see if it's waterproof or not. Day 14 now, 7:29 in the morning, and the show goes back over to Kelsey, the 35-year-old from Montana, USA, and she tells us it rained all night. It's now drizzly, and she said, I thought this was the dry season. Everyone is wet. And the show goes over to Doug. Doug can't start a fire. He can't find anything dry, no dry tinder, no dry kindling. And uh-oh, Douglas is starting to melt down. He's cold and wet. And friends, on day 14, we see Douglas pick up that sat phone and he pushes the button and taps out. All right, friends, there's 5 people left now. And day 14, 10:41 in the morning, and the show goes over to Doug, D-U-G. He's the 54-year-old from New Hampshire, USA. And we see him catch another small catfish. And his plan is to start on a permanent shelter. He's holding the camera, friends. I don't know what happens, but it looks like he falls down and the show ends right there. Kind of a cliffhanger. The show ends right there, and we'll have to see what happens next week. 5 people remain. All right, friends, that's the recap. Season 12, Episode 5, titled The Tempest. That concludes my show notes. It was kind of a short one this week, about 40 minutes or so. But stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to have the show notes and the recap for Episode 6. 5 people remain. We'll see what happens. But before you leave the channel, please consider subscribing. Bang that bell icon in the drop-down menu. Do select all, friends. All right. Please don't depart from the faith. And if you haven't already, give your life to Christ. Do it today. Don't wait. All right. As always, God is good. God is great. I see y'all on the next video. Already got a date.